Welcome to On Air with Kate Butler, where we are revealing life's best kept secrets. Welcome back to On Air with Kate Butler. We are here today with a phenomenal guest. I would love to introduce you to Laura Wright. Laura introduces herself as someone who supports impact-driven women who are service-based professionals and business owners break through the threshold they keep hitting so that they feel amplified, expansive, and let's get to it, make lots of money doing what sets their soul on fire. That's what I'm talking about. This is why we're diving in today. It's going to be so juicy. She flat out tells you right on her website, I am not a life coach. I am a brass tacks business coach, and she is here. She is here to help you stay in your brilliance zone. Don't we all need that? All of us entrepreneurs out there trying to do all the things, right?
Yes.
Gosh, I love this. So she is someone that helps you sell in a way that feels good, feels aligned with your soul's purpose, and actually helps you to achieve your fullest income and impact potential. It says on her website, sales is love. And I'm really interested to find out more of what this means. So first of all, welcome, Laura. How are you today?
Thank you, Kate. I am excited to be here. I get into the peppy, happy, clappy moment whenever we can dive in and talk about all things making money, sales, and amplifying your impact. So I am happy to be here.
Yay! This is so much fun. This is so much fun. So a little bit, Laura, about my background so you can understand where some of my questions are coming from. So you and I talked right before we actually got on air, and we identified that I went to college at Towson University, which is in the vicinity of where you are actually sitting right now, which is pretty awesome. When I graduated college, I moved out to California and I lived there for 7 years before heading back to the East Coast again. And when I was there, I was 25 years old running this multi-million-dollar organization. And I came back here with that same company, became an entrepreneur, sold that company. And then 9 years ago, started what I do today, which has evolved over time, right? Mainly book publishing now, and really helping women achieve their dreams in the way of sharing story and publishing their bestsellers. So I am someone who has always been like, wait, you're leaving money on the table, but yet there's this whole other, right, purpose-driven piece of me, which had me sell my first company and get into the business that I am doing today. So I love how you are literally built your business around this philosophy that I wholeheartedly believe in. And I really wanted to bring you to my audience today to say, look, you may believe in this, but we also need someone like you to show us the path, to give us the structure, to hold the container that I can step into and say, how do I really sell for my soul? Okay. So that's where I would love our conversation to go to today. But I would love for you to start by telling us, how did you get into this?
Yeah, it's so funny. So the more we talk, the more I'm like, we might be very close to the same person. So many, many, many moons ago, probably more than 20, I was going to art school. And I actually ended up having a degree in sculpture, which is not something I technically use every day, but I do think the creativity really is there. And I actually ended up burning out and leaving school. And in the midst of that, I had bought a property and had some real estate here in Baltimore. And when I left, I was like, I need to go into corporate. I need to go make money. So I went into corporate and I was doing events and trade shows, and I was doing the multi-million-dollar deals, like we have that kind of same thing. And it sucked my soul dry and I really didn't love it. And then 9/11 happened. And at the time I was working at a place in Arlington, Virginia. And in that day and in that moment, I had kind of a reckoning of, do I want to keep doing this? And so I legitimately quit my job the next day. And I decided, what did I want to do? And so I had heard my mom saying things about real estate. And so I decided to sell my property and go build a multi-million-dollar real estate investment empire. Did that.
Love it.
It's like, whatever, did that.
Amazing. You're like, NBC just went ahead and went and did this. No big deal.
But I'm learning the more that I know powerful women, this is what we do. We decide to do something, we do it.
Right.
And then
Absolutely.
in 2008, I lost everything in the bubble that was everything. That if you're in the States, you knew what was happening with real estate. And what I learned was what actually happened was I wasn't building a business based on my soul. I built a business because I thought I could do something. I was interested and excited, but it really wasn't for me. It wasn't for my passion. And when everything collapsed, I found myself more than $500,000 worth of debt just in my business, like not including like the real estate debt, like the debt. And then 73,000 in personal. The man that I was with at the time, my boyfriend, I hadn't told him what was going on. So I had a, down on my knees, like bad kind of moment. Fast forward to this man is now my husband. We live this magically wonderful life, which is actually a true thing. And on that journey, I went to figure out what did I actually want to be and become. And what I understood was I had built something entirely about income, and that didn't work. And so I swung all the way to the other direction and tried to build something entirely out of impact. And that was me helping other people. And what happened was neither is enough to fill your soul. Impact and income must come together. And when I figured that out, I restructured my entire business once again. This is a theme in my life. It's what my book is actually about, rising back up again. And now I serve from a place where I help other women understand how to be at full impact and full income while you're doing your soul's work.
Oh, yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Which is, so now we can understand why sales is love, right? Sales is love. And so we must love what we do. We also must know how to position what we do and share what we do and speak about what we do, because if people don't know what we do, then we cannot serve them. Right. So this is what we talk about a lot in our community, which is that we are actually doing a disservice if we cannot represent ourselves correctly, because people don't know how to find us. People don't know how to work with us. And how can we help them if they don't know that our work is out there in the world? So what would you say to someone like that, Laura, who's saying like, I have this amazing program. I know I have this gift to give others. Where do I start?
Okay. So 2 ways I want to say this, because I love telling my story. So way number one, wherever and whatever time you're listening to this, it was a few days ago when I'm recording this. I had a moment with one of my beloved clients who we've worked together for almost 3 years now. And I was hosting a retreat and I was doing the VIP day with her, and she looked at me and she like started crying. And she's like, I just love you. She's like, I don't even know what my life would be like if I hadn't found you, if we hadn't built what we had built. She was struggling to like get her business, not even off the ground, but like some basic needs met. She's going to cross over 800,000 this year, but that's not even the most important part. The work she does in the world, she helps people be sober. Wow. And so she has big mission, big values, and she was not able to speak to her ideal client and create the income she needed to sustain herself so she could help others. And I think about her on every single sales call, because what I know is this: the woman or the man or whomever you work with is out there wishing, hoping, wanting, like sometimes down on their knees praying for a solution, and it's you. And the only thing you have to do is actually be willing to show up to tell them that you exist. You are not doing anything. Like the amount of money that's crossed hands from this client, even alone, she would give me 20 times over that to have what she has. I'm not taking from her. Actually, that transaction of the sale is what gives her even more. So that's why I say it is important. And what I love about sales more than anything is all you actually need to do to start a business, all you actually need to do to ever get any clients, and you're going to know this one.
Yeah.
I like to say pick up the phone, but that again is my old school way. So maybe get on a Zoom. But you simply need to connect with another human, find out what they're struggling with, find out what their vision is, and give them an invitation that you can help them work through their struggle, get to their vision, collect the card, create the transaction, and you have a business.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So where I want to, where I want to dive into here is this whole idea of selling either from your soul or selling aligned with your soul's purpose, right? So you had mentioned to me that it's important that your clients, or you teach your clients, right, how to connect into your deepest soul connection so that you can serve at your highest level. So we talked about how that's important, but how do we do that?
Yes. Oh, okay. So, number one, I think your body and your being tell you most things. So have you ever had that time where you're like, you don't really feel it? You're like, this is what my head tells me that I'm supposed to do. You try something and either it doesn't work, or you work so hard and you force it that it makes it not a good payoff. We've had those experiences. We've also had those experiences where, when things just happen like magic, this happens for me with my clients all the time. They just, oh my God, Laura, I got another client, or this thing happened. And I'm like, what was the difference between the two? And the difference between the two is when you are listening to yourself, to your heart, to your gut. We all have a different place in our body where that shows up, and we only take action from that side. It's also from what feels good. And again, these are counterintuitive things that people aren't taught. You're taught to work harder, run faster, like hustle, double down. Like, I don't believe in that. I know that when I'm quiet, when I listen to myself, like I know what my body response is. For me, like my business partner and I were talking, and we're thinking about doing some like group VIP day things. And I went, and like my shoulders shimmied. I was like, okay, that's what I want. So when you start to hear that, it starts to work. When you're also in confusion, you're not there. A lot of people come to me and I help them recraft their offers, and they're like, it needs to have this and this and this and this and this, and I'm not sure what I should put in it. And I was like, make it simple. All that you need to offer is, and I always ask my clients to start with one-on-one for the most part. It's not like 100%, but it's close, because if you work with someone one-on-one, you have freedom and flexibility to kind of meet where they are with what they need. And if you work with like a handful of clients one-on-one, you're going to start to see repeat patterns that help you know what you want to create for a group experience. And when you practice playing with group, I like this or I don't like this. What we also do is most people try to sell the tiniest thing first. I flip everything around. I'm a intuitive coach, if that's possible.
That's the best.
I tell everyone to do things opposite. I want you to sell your highest ticket thing first, so you have the most freedom to give what you desire, and then we retool and recreate what we want.
Our intuitive coach just dropped us some amazing pearls of wisdom. The bottom line is that no one will invest in you and your business and your brilliance and your gift into the world at a higher rate than you will invest in yourself, right? So first and foremost, it's really important that we are fully, right, stepping into this business, that we are fully stepping into whatever it's going to take, right, for us to get this gift out into the world. And then that gives us the confidence to go out there and sell that highest ticket item, because we have now invested in ourselves and we are showing up as that person, and we can fully pour into that client at that highest level. So that is absolutely beautiful. And it's really important to start there. It's really important to start there because you can do it. Because if you can do that, you can do anything else, right? I mean, it's like the old, like Brian Tracy at the Frog, like do that first, right? Because then everything else is absolutely possible, because you thought all of this was easier, even though really it's all just an energetic exchange of what you're a vibrational match for. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about this energetic exchange, right? Because this is something that I'm really big into, which is, when my clients come to me and they say, we're together for 6 months when they publish a book, right? It's about sharing your story, but then it's also about speaking that story. And then it's like, how do I make this book a business and use it as a leverage point, within, the whole scheme of things? Is it a vertical? Is it not a vertical? Is it an addition to, right? So there's all these different conversations that can happen. And at the end of the day, the broad scope of it all is that we are investing all of this time and this energy and this money. And there's a lot going into what it is that we're creating, whether it be a book, a business, maybe it's a one-on-one client at first. And so what is it that you want to get back, right? There must be an exchange. And I always say to people, when my daughter came back from kindergarten, she said to me, what I learned today at school, Mom, is you get what you get and you don't get upset. And I went, okay, so then this is where, right?
You don't go to that school anymore.
This is where mainstream meets mommy. Right? And so that always stuck with me, right? And I say, but we do that to ourselves on a daily basis without even realizing it. You get what you get and you don't get upset if we don't claim what it is that we want, right? And we're not clear about what it is. So when we do, right, when we say, this is what I want to get out of this, then all of a sudden that energetic exchange can happen with ease. How do you set that up for your clients or help your clients get to that place where that energetic exchange can happen like that?
This is huge. Maybe everything. So I believe we call it setting expectations. It's also, a sale is not a one-time thing. So you don't just sell and then cross your fingers and hope it goes. It's part of the entire exchange. So number one, you really need to set a price point that lets the person receive the most and you receive the most. That's, I think, most critical. I always tell a story of, if you had to go to let's just pretend it's nasty outside and you paid $27 to go to something this evening. You're not going. If it's nasty out, you're staying inside. If you paid $2,700 to go to something and it's nasty out, maybe you're getting a car service, maybe you've even blown your hair out. But if you paid $27,000 to go to it that evening, you flew in the night before, you've got the gown, you've done all the things, you take it at different values. What I also know is this: if it's not an equal exchange, if you have over delivered and under received, it's going to make you feel not good. It's going to change your vibration and it's going to let less people come to you. So it is beneficial to the person. It's beneficial to you. Also understanding expectations and outcomes. Here's how I like to teach it when I'm helping someone craft an offer. So let's just pretend there are 5 things in your program. There are 5 things. The way that we sell it is this: we sell the 3, we bonus the 2 for all 5. It changes the value and perception. But here's what I actually know mostly about women, sometimes men, but mostly women. The truth of the matter is, we got this 6th and 7th thing hanging out here that we are going to do anyway. And what most people do is they price their programs for the 3 items, and then they feel gypped and frustrated when they've given 7 things to their clients and they didn't get what they needed. So I teach my clients how to price for the 7. We try to withhold these if they're not actually necessary, and we create the value exchange by understanding what's bonus and what's in the program. What it also lets you do is some people don't need all the stuff. And so you don't have to give it if it's a bonus if they don't need it, because more stuff doesn't give you more value. I remember one of my beloved, I have very few male clients, but one of my beloved clients came to me. He had a 36-step process, all the pieces inside, no one was buying it. And I'm like, the why no one's buying it is they are overwhelmed and it seems like too much work. We're going to turn this into a 6-step process. And you can give them all 36 modules if they end up needing it, but we're going to make this splendorized. People started buying like crazy because he helped them see that it was easy. And that's what you really want to look into, is how do you create an energy exchange that makes it easy for your clients to receive and easy for you to deliver. Less is often more.
Yes, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. That's absolutely beautiful. And it is true. We try to dump it. I mean, think about it. What I just was envisioning when you were talking about the 36 steps, first of all, I stopped breathing for a minute.
Itchy.
Oh my gosh, cannot cute. So I totally get that. I would have been totally stuck in the overwhelm of that. Right. But also it felt like a dump to me. It felt like somebody was dumping all their stuff on me. And how does it feel when somebody dumps, right? We're heavy, I'm moving my shirt around. I'm like, oh my God, give me air. Right. But yet when you said this is a simple 6-step system, all of a sudden I was like, oh, I wonder what it was that he was selling. How interesting. I like simple systems for everything in life. Right. So this is awesome. I need to know a little bit more, and also for the audience, right? How does someone get into your world? How do we work with you? Right. I understand what you're saying, but I also would love to understand about the dynamic of how someone gets into your space.
Yep. Okay. So really, really simple. You come to our website, which is the souledsisters.com, and sold is SOULD. It's soul and sold together, like the word sold. And what we do is my business partner and I, we host a lot of, we call them Transformational Tuesdays. We sometimes put a different name on them, but they're free trainings where people can come into our world and actually get transformation, because what we want to do is give you an aligned action to take it, because it's great to talk about theory. We want you in motion so you go make money. One of the gals who came to our call just today, she's like, I just got 2 clients. And for her, that was a really big step, because we work with a lot of advanced entrepreneurs, and she's transforming her business. She went from doing one entire business that was thriving to something brand new, and she got stuck. And those first couple of clients and the new one, those are a big challenge. And we wanted to make sure she was thriving. So you can come hang out with us there. It's inside of a Facebook group. And then we have tons of tools and resources, because what we know is, for some people, coming and working in our circle or being inside of our mastermind or even working privately is great. But the first step is we need to get you making money, understanding your offers, and really out there doing your business as opposed to thinking about it.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Okay. So that is amazing. And who, you mentioned it a little bit, but I just want to be really clear. Who do you work with? Right. So you mentioned an advanced entrepreneur or somebody in transition. Yeah. Can you tell us
who do we
about
work
that?
with?
Yeah.
So we work with women, and part of why we work with women is because everything we do has a group component. We understand the power of women collectively together rising up. We work with women who are sure in their expertise. So you know the service you deliver, you know what your business is. Most of our women are not at start point where they haven't gotten going. A lot of our ideal clients and everyone who really thrives around us, because we help everyone amplify, is you are on your way to 6 figures or you are on your way to 7. Those are 2 different journeys, but it's the same one for us. And what we like to help you do is go from being that solopreneur doing it on your own to truly running a business where you have team, where you have systems, where you have support. And what we do is we help you understand how to market and speak to your ideal client, how to package up your offers, and then how to be in your business so you are not a stressed out, overworked, highly paid employee in your company, but you really function as a CEO and you get to live the life that you thought you wanted. Most women are trying to create a freedom-based business, and then they create a prison with chains that ties them to their desk. And we're going to show you how to actually activate and live an at-choice life while you run a business and make money.
Well, right. Because there's a big difference between having a job and having a business, right? And if you can't step out of it, then you have a job. Even if you are the one in charge, calling all the shots, doing it all, like, it doesn't matter like how you frame it up. If you can't step out of it and allow it to continue without you for any amount of time, extended period of time or short periods of time, then we don't actually have a business. And that's okay. That doesn't have to be a goal of yours, but if it is, this sounds like a beautiful bridge to get to, where somebody can really be very well established in what I call like that sustainable income model, sustainable business, right? Which is a beautiful thing. Okay. So what we ask everyone on here is, what is one of the best kept secrets that you have learned along your journey, either professional or personal?
Ask for what you actually want. Do not do that headspace negotiation with yourself or with anyone else. If you want something, I actually like to ask and stretch even further. I call it like kicking past the board. A million years ago when I was a little kid, I did Taekwondo. But the thing that I was taught was when you want to break a board, you don't kick it or punch the board. You actually kick or punch past it. So I set what we call transformational goals. I set goals that are higher than what I want. When I ask for something, I don't say, well, I'll be like when you tell me about your kiddo at school, I don't let oh, well, I was given this, I guess I have to accept it. I know how to send something back at a restaurant where everyone feels happy. I'm not a bitch. I want everyone to feel good, but I ask for what I truly desire. I don't do that little game of negotiating with myself. Well, I want 7 million, but I'd be okay with a $500,000 business. No, ask for what you want.
I love it. I love it. Laura Wright, everyone. Okay. Anything else that you would like to leave us with today before we wrap up with all of our beautiful people here?
Find somebody who understands you and sees your highest vision and highest potential, and let that person support you. It should be within yourself, but it usually starts from someone outside. So find someone like Kate who can support you in bringing your book into the world. Find someone like myself and my business partner, Amber, who can help activate, inspire action, and give you some brass tacks business support. Find somebody who can help you become what you're meant to be.
So beautiful. This has been sensational. Truly, truly sensational. Laura, thank you so much for your transparency, for all of your generosity with your wisdom. One last time, so people know exactly where, Laura, what is your website where people can find you?
Yes, it's the sold, SOULD sisters.com. You can always find me at laurawrightofficial.com as well. It's all leading back to the same place. It's a place to be seen and supported.
And did you have an on Facebook or the social places?
Yep. Same thing. Facebook.com/sold sisters. Everything is under that. That's where we are.
Perfect. So everyone now knows where to find you. We're all going to get into Laura's world. Let's connect and really, truly allow our souls to be aligned with this beautiful mission that's going out into the world so that we can really show up, do the work that we're meant for, and also be compensated for it accordingly so that we can live for the highest and best of all involved. Laura, thank you so much for your time here today. It's been amazing. And for all of you, thank you for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much for listening today. I would love to connect with you on social, and you can find me on Instagram and Facebook under Kate Butler Books. If you're interested in accessing some life-changing tools and techniques, you can grab those right off of the homepage of my website for free, and that is katebutlerbooks.com. And you can always check back here to download new episodes from our podcast right here where you listen today. Until next time, thank you for making this world a better place just by being you.